Alright, back with another album review. We're going to check out another Foo Fighters album today. However, this one is drastically different from any other album they have made, because today we'll be checking out Hail Satin. This is an album by DGs, which are the disco alter egos of Foo Fighters. The name of the band is a play on the group, the DGs, as well as Dave Grohl's initials. The title Hail Satin refers to a type of fabric that was used during the disco era, despite the fact that most people from my generation don't really give a shit about disco. Anyways, this album was produced by Greg Kurstin, and it's the third and most recent Foo Fighters album to be produced by him. Some people might argue that this isn't really an official part of Foo Fighters' discography because DG's was a side project, but I'm counting it anyway. While Concrete and Gold and Medicine at Midnight were produced by Foo Fighters and Greg Kurstin, Greg was the sole producer this time around. The album was recorded at Studio 606 and was released on July 17th, 2021 on Roswell Records and distributed by RCA Records. 606 is the same studio where Foo Fighters recorded Medicine at Midnight, and I believe both albums were recorded simultaneously. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyways, this album was not officially released on CD. You might be wondering how I managed to get a copy on CD. The truth of the matter is that this is actually a bootleg by NGR Records, as you can see right there. And it was not easy to find a copy. Unfortunately, bootlegs like this are banned from being sold on Discogs, so I had to track down a copy on an obscure website and pay $11 just to import a copy from Greece. I shit you not, vinyl copies of this album cost hundreds of dollars, which is outrageous. I really wish this album was officially released on CD. It's good that I got it, but it kind of makes you feel empty inside that this album was never officially released on CD. Anyways, this album consists of 5 covers. 4 covers of songs by the Bee Gees, and 1 is a cover of a song from Andy Gibbs' solo career. There are 5 more songs which are live versions of songs from Medicine at Midnight. We'll get back to this later. Regardless, we're going to talk about the songs. The first song is You Should Be Dancing. And as I mentioned before, this is one of the Bee Gees covers. Hearing Foo Fighters go in the direction of disco is rather strange and not something you would have expected them to do. This is a strange cover and we're only getting started. On top of that, music video is made and there's going to be a link in the description. The next song is Night Fever. You know, I'm not really familiar with the Bee Gees. I will say that Foo Fighters did a good job covering this song. After that is Tragedy. I think this is a pretty good cover, even though I've never heard the original version. What comes next is Shadow Dancing. This cover stands out by being a cover from Andy Gibbs' solo career. However, Foo Fighters went a step further because Taylor Hawkins performed lead vocals while Dave Grohl provided backing vocals. There is a music video that was made, and I'm including a link in the description. The last cover is More Than a Woman. You know, Dave goes back to performing lead vocals this time around. The last 5 songs are live versions of songs from the album Medicine at Midnight. Making a Fire, Shame, Shame, Waiting on a War, No Son of Mine, and Cloud Spotter. When doing my research, I read this album peaked at number 27 on the US Billboard 200. Number 3 on the US Top Alternative Albums, and number 5 on the US Top Rock Albums. The reception towards this album was mostly positive since it has a 4.6 on Discogs and a 4.8 on Amazon. I remember that my mom listened to this album last year and she thought it was funny that Foo Fighters ended up going through with this. I don't know what's funny about it, but I thought it was an unusual decision for the band because I don't think anyone expected it. A friend of mine said that this album proves that Foo Fighters can be unpredictable at times, and I agree. Anyways, I did get enjoyment out of this album mainly because of the Medicine at Midnight songs. I recommend checking out this album. It's just sad knowing that this was the last album that Taylor Hawkins ever worked on before his untimely death on March 25th, 2022. His death is part of the reason why 2022 sucks worse than 2020. I don't know if Foo Fighters will ever do another DG's album, but only time will tell. When it comes to my ranking for this album, I place it below 1 by 1 due to its bizarre nature. It doesn't necessarily make it a bad album per se, because it is pretty good overall. Just a comparison, I placed medium rare below Echo's Silence, Patience, and Grace. Now it's the part where I question you. Have you listened to Hail Satin? If so, what do you think about it? What's your favorite song from it? What are your thoughts on Foo Fighters going the direction of disco for this album? Do you think they should do another DG's album? Do you think this album should have gotten an official release on CD? Let me know in the comments. If you like the video, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Be sure to press the notification bell to notify future uploads. Thanks for watching, and I have something special planned for my next review.